I didn't expect the question to come out that softly. "Can I sleep in your bed tonight?" We were standing in my tiny apartment doorway, rain dripping from her hair onto the worn welcome mat. The power had gone out across half the city, the buses had stopped running, and it was already past midnight. I could hear my own heartbeat before I found my voice. I only have one bed," I said, immediately wishing I'd phrased it better. She nodded, like she already knew that, like she wasn't embarrassed to ask. Her name was Emily, and until that night, she was just my co-worker, the one who brought extra coffee pods for everyone, the one who stayed late to help others finish projects, even when no one asked, the one people described as nice in that quiet, forgettable way, until you realized how rare that kind of nice actually is. That night, her apartment building had flooded. The elevators were dead, her phone battery was at 3%, and I lived the closest. "I understand if it's awkward," she said quickly. "I can sleep on the floor, or the couch, or—" "There is no couch," I said, gesturing to the one-room space that doubled as my kitchen, living room, and bedroom, "and the floor gets really cold." She gave a tired laugh, the kind people give when they've already cried earlier and don't want to do it again. That's when it hit me. She wasn't asking for comfort, she was asking for safety, so I said the only honest thing I could. "Then I'll take the floor." She looked at me, startled. "You don't have to. I know, but I want to." We stood there for a moment, the rain filling the silence, until she finally nodded. "Thank you," she said, and for the first time that night, her shoulders relaxed. I handed her one of my old t-shirts and a clean towel. While she changed in the bathroom, I laid extra blankets on the floor, trying to ignore how strange the situation felt. This wasn't a romantic comedy moment. There was no dramatic music, just two tired people doing their best. When she came out, she paused at the bed. "You're really okay with this?" she asked. "I promise," I said. "I've slept on worse." She smiled, small and grateful. "You're a good person, you know." I shrugged. "I'm just available." She lay down carefully, as if afraid she'd take up too much space in my life, not just my bed. I turned off the light. For a while, neither of us slept. The storm outside softened into a distant hum, and the darkness made everything feel heavier. After a few minutes, her voice broke the quiet. "My mom used to say," she whispered, "that asking for help doesn't make you weak, it just makes you human." I stared at the ceiling. "Smart woman." "She was," Emily said. Then, after a pause, "She passed away last year." I turned onto my side. "I'm sorry." "It's okay," she said. "I don't talk about it much. People get uncomfortable. I'm not uncomfortable." She didn't answer right away. When she did, her voice sounded different, less guarded. "You're the first person who's let me need something in a long time." That sentence stayed with me. Sometime in the early morning, I woke to the sound of quiet crying. At first I thought I was dreaming, but then I heard it again, soft, controlled, like she didn't want to be heard. I sat up. "Emily?" She tried to stop, failed. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you." "You didn't," I said, even though I had. "What's wrong?" She sat up in the bed, hugging the blanket to her chest. "Everything," she admitted. "I'm always the strong one, the reliable one. Tonight just caught up with me. I didn't climb into the bed. I didn't touch her. I just stayed where I was." "You don't have to be strong here," I said. "You can just be." That's when she really cried. Not loudly, not dramatically, just the kind of crying that comes from holding things in for too long. I passed her a tissue box, then another. "I didn't know I needed this," she said between breaths. "Not the bed, the space." "Most people do," I said. "They just don't know who to ask." She wiped her eyes. "Why did you say yes?" I thought about it. About how easy it would have been to say no. About how many times I had said no in my life, not because I couldn't help, but because it was inconvenient. Because once, I said slowly, I needed somewhere to sleep too. And someone said yes. It changed everything. She looked at me like she finally understood something important. Morning came quietly. Sunlight slipped through the blinds, and the storm was gone like it had never existed. Emily was already awake, sitting on the edge of the bed, hair messy, holding a mug of coffee I didn't remember making. "You didn't have to," she said, noticing me stir. "I wanted to," I replied, smiling. She hesitated. "I know this might sound strange, but last night mattered to me, more than you know." "It mattered to me too," I said honestly. She stood, slung her bag over her shoulder, then paused at the door. "Can I pay you back somehow?" she asked. I shook my head. "Just promise me something." "What?" "Next time someone asks you for help, say yes, even if it's inconvenient." She smiled, eyes warm. "Deal." Before leaving, she turned back. "Thank you for letting me sleep in your bed," she said softly, "and for giving me my dignity with it." After she left, the apartment felt different, warmer, fuller, like something invisible had shifted. I made the bed, folded the blankets, and realized something simple and powerful. Kindness doesn't always look grand. Sometimes it looks like a shared space, a quiet yes, a floor that feels softer because someone else feels safe, and sometimes one small act of humanity reminds two people that they're not alone in the world.